Everyone, welcome back to the 9th part of our staking DApp project. So this is where we left. In the last part, we have built all the functionality where a user can stake their token, and now we're going to start working on the withdrawal functionality. So this is where we left. I'm going to simply make it side by side so we can see what exactly we are working on. And this is the withdrawal component. So I will come back here, and here you will find this. Let's click here. We'll go back to the pool, and from here we're going to do a little bit copy paste. So we need this particular section. So simply copy till here. And that's what we're going to simply paste here. So simply select all and paste, and we have to simply close the to div. So we got our div, and here we have. Let's do the changes in the text. So this is fine. Let's change the ID to be called crypto, and this is fine. Here we're going to simply do the changes in the medium, and this will be called medium, and this will be our large, and here we have to do the changes. So we'll say staking reward, and I'm going to go with this dummy text. Looks good. Now we can simply come back here, and we're going to simply copy more things. So we're going to simply copy this entire section, this entire row, and we're going to do the basic editing. So we're going to simply leave 3 div, and we're going to simply paste here. So you can see we are getting this error. Now we have to simply format our data. So we can come back here. First we're going to receive couple of things. So this is going to be our icon, and that's coming from React icon folder. So we're going to take the copy icon. We got it. Now we have to simply format our array, pool array. So we already have that. We can simply copy from here. So we'll simply copy this portion, and that's what we can simply paste here. So we got our pool array, and everything's looking good. And here I'm getting this warning, this particular error, because we don't have this prop. And anyway, we don't need this. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the modification. So let's come back here, and this is the section we have. And we don't need this section. We need these classes, but we don't need this. So let's add this one class called md6, and we're going to simply remove this dynamic block. Select and remove it. Let's bring it and remove it properly. So let's select here and remove it, and let's remove this one. Actually, we need this class. So let's bring it back. Column large 4. We got the classes. Now we can simply come back here. Here we have to do the changes. So we'll say node. We'll have this one is going to be our node dash dash title, node dash dash title dash dash, and we're going to have our dynamic class. So let's take this template literal, and we already have this one. So simply copy this index values, and that's what we're going to paste it. And we're going to simply change the color. So it's going to be an origin. This will be our green. This will be blue. And this will be orange. So this is our dynamic class. We got it. Now we're going to simply remove this one, and here we have to display the data. So we're going to take this bold tag. Inside that we can display the amount, the total amount user have stake in particular pool, and here we can display our, let's say, reward token symbol, because that's what we are rewarding user. So we got that. Now we simply remove this portion. We don't need that. And what we're going to do is let's take a span. It will have a class. Let's call this node dash dash date. Inside that we'll take our dynamic block, and we'll display our data. So we'll say pool lock days. Let's close all of this, and we're going to simply comment this. Actually, simply select all and comment this. Now you can see it looks good. We have all the colors are applying follow. We have the cards, and the days and the values are reflecting there perfectly. Now we can simply do one thing. We can simply come here. We'll take a days, and that's what we can replicate. And let's change this to price, and here we have to do the changes. So this will be day, and this is fine. Simply copy, and that's what we can simply paste here. And here we go to do the changes. So it will be called reward, and this will be our user reward, which user we get, and remove this one. So here we have that, reverse it empty, and here we go to display the icon, reward icon, means symbol. We got it. Now we can simply come back here. We'll take another span. It will have a class. Let's call this node dash dash line. Inside that we can display our image. So we'll have the dot image. We'll say dot dash dash line orange svg. There it is. We got it. Now we can come back here, and we have the reward. We can simply come here, and we can simply do one thing. Let's come here and we're going to simply take the UL. It will have a class called node dash dash list. Inside that we'll take a li and we'll take this bold. Inside that we can display the deposit token symbol, and we're going to simply display the address of the deposit token. Okay, so let's simply bring it back, this HTML space tag, and here we go to display our address of the token. So we'll take this pool dot deposit token address and we can simply do it, slice it to, let's say, 0 to 15, and we can display our icon. So we can give this and we can display our copy icon. So that's the one we have. Now we can simply copy and paste here, and we have to change this for reward instead of deposit. So this will be reward token. We got it. Now we have to display the APY, the percentage which we are providing. Simply copy. That's what we can provide, and here we're going to simply remove it. We'll say current APY, and that looks good. And here we're going to display the data. So simply paste here, and this will be our last reward calculation. So we're going to simply remove this portion. Actually, we don't need this. Let's say come here, then remove this one, and here we have to display the last reward. So let's remove it, and we can call it last reward at, and remove this sliced one and the entire one. Looks good. We got our last reward calculation. It's 0 because we haven't done any deposit, and that looks fine. And here we have to simply display the symbol of the token which we are rewarding. Got it? And this looks good. And in the current APY we have to remove this, and I can display the APY, the percentage. Simply remove this one, and this is the percentage we are providing. Let's break it up, and this is 300, and we can simply give this percentage size. So here we got that. Looks good. Now we have to display the button. So we already have this button. We can simply copy that one, and that's what we can paste here. All we have to do is to simply change the classes. It will be node button, and here we have to say node. This will be model, and here we have to change the function. Simply remove this one, and in that we have already built the on click function. So that's what we're going to simply attach. Set withdraw token pool ID, so it will update the pool, and we can able to have the data that which pool user is trying to interact and withdraw or claim the reward. So we already have this dynamic index. So if index is equal to 0, then we have to pass 0, but if it equal to 1, then it will be 1, because our pool will start from 0, 1, 2, 3. And if it's equal to 2, then we can simply pass it 2, otherwise we'll go with none. And looks good. And here we have to simply change this to withdraw or / claim. And here I'm getting some sort of error, so like let's have a look. Okay, change this to 1 instead of I, and that will fix the issue. Got it? I hope you guys have noticed it. So this is our entire withdrawal components. Looks absolutely fine, and that's the only thing we have to do. Let's remove this entire section. Perfect. That's the only thing we have to do. Let's make on the big screen to see. And here we have the withdrawal section, where you will find all the deposit you are doing, how many rewards you have claimed, what is the percentage, and all the details. Perfect. So if you click, it's going to give you this error because there is no data available, no component available. So that looks good. We are almost done with the entire regular component. Now we're going to simply build the dynamic component for providing and claiming the reward and depositing. So it looks good. Now we can come back to the code, remove this one, and now we can start working on our other components. So let's take the loader, because our loader is not displaying. So if there is a state of loading, then we have to display our loader. So we'll say loader. If it's true, then we have to display the loader, and we already have that. And we can take our other component for, let's say, contact us. If it's true, then we have to display our contact component. In that we can simply send the prop is going to be the set contact us. That's it. Looks good to me. Now let's have a one look. If you can see, the loader is working absolutely fine. It's loading, and once there is the data is loaded successfully, it's going to simply off. And all the sections are working fine on the click event. We can go to the different sections, and now we can start working on our dynamic component like the pool model component. So user can simply start depositing and creating pool. So This is the notification. We cannot work right now because we don't have the data. So it's better to start working on the pool model. So we need all of this data. Simply copy this one, and that's what we can simply import in the pool model. Let's import that and remove this section, remove this, and we got all the props, all the function and the data. Now we can start working straight away on the JSX because we already have the data. First thing, we have to import couple of things. So this is going to be state. Then we can come back here. We can start importing the icon, which is coming from React icons, and that we're going to simply import our close icon. And we have to, let's say, import the couple of component. So that's going to be from admin slash inside the regular component, and from there we have to get the pop-up input field, replicate this one a couple of times, and this will be our, let's say, pop-up button, and this will be our input ratio, and just remove this one and simply paste this one. So these are the three components we are utilizing in this particular pop-up model. Everything's looking good. Now we can start working on our state variable. So if we have to take a state, it's going to be for amount, that how many token user wants to stake. So we have this amount, and we already have a couple of functions, so we can simply come back here in the pool section, and we need this function. So let's come back in the pool, and from here we have to make this boilerplate, and that's what we can simply paste here. And in that we have to simply pass the function name, this one deposit, and here we have to receive the pool ID and the amount. These are the two data we are passing, and the address, because we have to approve and give the reference. So these are the three data we are passing: pool ID, amount, and address. And that's what we're going to simply copy here, and that's what we'll pass in our deposit function. Simply remove this one, and that's the only thing we have to do. Our function is ready for depositing the token in the contract. Perfect. Now we can start working on the JSX. So we can simply come back here. We need a couple of boilerplate code, so we already have that. So we'll take this one because it's going to be a pop-up model. So when the user will click on the button, this pop-up model will open. So we need this one, and that's what we can assign here. This is fine. We can come back here. We need this section as well, and that's what we can simply paste here. Let's close this div, and close this one. We all have this data, and this is fine. Model content dash model content. This looks good. We don't need to make any changes. All we have to do is to simply replace the text. So this will be called welcome to Crypto King, stake your, and we're going to display the name of the deposit token to token to earn reward. Simple. You can display whatever you want. Now if you come back here and if you click on this, it's going to give you this pop-up model. So it's working absolutely fine. Now we can start working on this particular model. So let's make on the side by side so we can see what exactly we are working on. Let's close this one. Now we can go ahead and work on the other component like the input field and the ratio button. So let's come back here. We'll take a div. It will have a class. Let's call this one to model dash dash form. Inside that we can display our input field. So we already have this prop. So we'll take this pop-up input field, and in that we can send the prop. So it's going to be a title. So let's take this template title. We'll take this stake the token, and I have to display the name of the token. So we'll say deposit token dot name, and we'll say token. Then we'll have a placeholder, and I call it amount. Then we'll have a handle change function which is going to update the amount. So we have to say set amount to e.target.value. Got it? So this is our input field. Now we got that one. Now we can come back here. We'll take a div. Let's take a form dash dash group. Inside that we'll display the label. We'll take a class. Let's call this form dash dash label. Inside that we'll say pool details. There it is. Now we can simply come back here and display all the data. We'll take this UL. It will have a class. Let's call this form dash dash radio. Inside that we'll take our input ratio, and we have to simply send the prop. So let's send this to index is going to be 1, and we'll set the value. So the value is going to contain the information about the token and the deposit and the balance. So let's take this select pool. We'll go to the deposit, and from there I can access the symbol of the token. Now I can see one thing. Let's reload the page and let's open this component. You can see the components looks fine. Let's make on the side by side so we can see what exactly we are working on. Let's do it one more time, and here it is. So we have the symbol. Actually, I want to display the balance as well. So what I can do is, this is what I have here. I can come and I can take a template literal and I can give this. So we got that symbol. Now we have to display the balance. So we'll take this and call your deposit, the token you have deposited. So we can display that. I'm going to simply copy this portion, and that's what I will paste here. And I have to keep this symbol as it is, but I have to do the changes on the top one. So this will be going to be amount which you have deposited, and that's our input field. Looks good. Now I can simply copy and paste here, and this will be the total deposit which user have done in this particular pool. And here I have to change this to deposited amount, and this will be fine. Copy and paste, and here we go to display the actual amount of token you hold in your wallet. So we'll say my balance, and this will be called deposit token dot balance, and the symbol is going to be fine. So we have to slice it down to 8, and that's the only thing we have to do. So we got this 3 input field. Now we can simply come back here and we can display the button. So we'll say pop up, and that we can say pass the prop. So it's going to be a title, and it's going to take a handle click function. So we'll say, let's call this process. You can type stake whatever you want. Let's click on this handle click. We'll say on the click event we have to call the function we have built on top, and that we have to simply pass the prop. So first is going to be the pool ID, then is going to be amount, and then is going to be the address, and that's the only thing we have to do here. So let's start working on the pool input field. In that we have to receive title, placeholder, and handle click. So let's come back here. Let's go to the admin. Inside that we have the regular component. Open that one, and here we have this pop-up input field. Click and let's receive the prop. So first thing is going to be title, the second one is going to be placeholder, and the last one is going to be the handle change. So we are receiving these 3 props. Now we can start working on the JSX straight away. So it's going to be an input field. So first thing we have to simply take a class, and let's call this form dash dash group. Inside that we'll take a label. It will have a class. Let's call this form dash dash label. Inside that label, and we can display the title. You can see the title is reflecting fine, stake, and the token name. We got the title. Now we have to display the input field. So let's remove this one. We'll say class. It's going to be form dash dash input. There it is. We can display the placeholder, and we can display the on change. So we already have this handle change passed here, and that's our input field is ready. Looks perfect. Now we can close that one, and now we can start working on our input ratio. So we have to take the value and index. These are the 2 things we're going to take it. So let's change this to 3 1 2 3. Copy. That's what we can receive as a prop. Let's receive that index. Looks good. Now we can simply come back here. Let's take this li. We have to display the input, and here we have to do the changes. So type is going to be radio, and it will have an ID. So we'll say template literal type index. Got it. And it's going to have a label as well. So this will going to have our type, and we'll have an index. Inside that we can display the value. So there you can see. So we have the radio, and the balance is looking absolutely fine. Your deposit is 0 because you haven't deposited any token in the contract, and currently there is no deposited total, and this is your token balance. So that looks absolutely incredible. So close this one, and now we have to work on the button. So simply copy this one, and that's what we can come back here. Let's receive the prop. So it's going to be handle click and title. Got it. Now we can start working on the JSX. So what we can do is come back here. Let's take a button. It's going to have a couple of things. So it's going to have on click function, and we have to simply pass handle click. That's the only thing. Let's assign a class. So let's call this to form dash dash button. It will have a type. It's going to be a button. There it is. Looks fine. And here we have to display the title, and that's the only thing we have to do here in the button section. So our button is ready, our entire component is ready. Now we can able to test and deposit the token in our staking contract. So let's make on the big screen and let's start depositing that. So let's click close, reload the page, and now we can simply open that. So here the data is loading. Now if you come back here and if you click on this, it's going to open the model. So you can see, you can click to details, and here we have the details standard, and you can click and it's going to open, and here we have, you can simply deposit. So let's type 100 and place an order. So right now we are approving 100 token. Let's click on next. Let's click on next, and here it's approving. Once the transaction will complete, after that you will get a function for staking. So we have done with the approval, and I'm getting this error. So something went wrong when it's come to calling the deposit function. So I have to do a little bit debugging. So let's do the console log, and I can see the error happening. It's happening related to the big number. So we are doing the approval correctly. You can see the number of token we have approved, it's working absolutely fine, but we have an issue with the number, which the data we are passing in the staking contract. So we can simply come back here, go back to our contract function, and this is the function we have. So let's bring it back to this. This is the deposit function. So we are getting these three data, and this working absolutely fine. We are increasing the allowance. This is working absolutely great. So what I can do is to debug, and this is very vital skills you have to prepare yourself. So this is how you can debug. So we find out that one function is working absolutely fine, but when we are passing the data into our contract, we are getting an error. So the first thing you have to do is to check the data you are getting correctly or not. So let's comment this all till here and try to console log out this data which we are receiving in the function. It's coming properly or not. So simply copy that one and let's console log out to test that we are getting all of these three data or not. We got it. Now we can simply come back here, reload the page, and we can see it's loading. Now I can simply come back here, click on this, and here I will put an amount 100, and I can click on this, and there it is. You can see the problem we have in the pool ID. So something is undefined. We are getting the amount, we are getting the wallet address, but we are not getting the pool ID. So that's the problem we have. So this is how you have to debug. When you are writing anything, any data in the contract, first try to check that you are getting all of the data or not, because sometimes you claim that the transaction is not happening because the data is not there. So we are getting this undefined. So now what we can do is we can come back here and check our function. So this is where we are passing the three data: pool ID, amount, and address in our contract. And if I come back here, we have taken this particular one, pool ID. This is fine. There is no problem in this spelling. It is exactly the same. Let's check here. We are passing the same spelling, set pool ID, and that's exactly the same thing. Now we can come back to the pool, and here we can see we are receiving the exact one. Now let's see where we are updating it. So we can come back here, click on the pool, and we have to come back here where we are updating this. Okay, so can you spot the problem? I'm just going to pause for 2 seconds. 1, 2. I hope you guys are able to spot the problem. If yes, then do let me know in the comment section. So the problem is here. Like you can see, this is the problem we have. This is fine. We are passing the exact data, but this bracket we have provided incorrectly. So this is not how we have to wrap the entire function. So we have to give here, remove it from there, remove it, and now it will work fine. It was there, that's why we were having the issue, and it was only executing one function, and now it looks fine. This is the right way to call it. Now we can simply do the texting. So we can come here and we can click on this one more time. I can see I'm getting undefined, obviously because the pop-up model is open. So I have to simply come back here, click here one more time, and click on this, and this time I'm getting that ID1. Got it? Now reload the page and let's try to call the function. So let's bring this back. Got it? Now we can start executing and depositing the token. So let's start with the elite one, which has the highest reward. So I'll click on this. Let's deposit 100 token. So click on this proceed, and you can see this time we are calling staking because we have already approved in the previous transaction. And that's how we have designed. So if it's there enough approval, it will going to call the deposit, but if it's not approval, then it's going to approve and then it will call the deposit. So here it's making the transaction. Just wait. Once the transaction will complete, this token will be deposited. So we have done the successful transaction and the token is deposited successfully in the contract. And there you can see your token is deposited 100. And this is the total token deposited in this particular pool. Let's deposit the token in this particular pool as well. I'm going to VO 50. Let's call it approve. This is going to be next. and then we have to simply deposit once it get approved. So now we have to simply click on this confirm, and the transaction is complete. In my case it's happened quickly, but in your case it might take a little bit time, so just wait. Okay, we have deposited the token successfully, 50 in the standard pool. In the standard pool you can simply check all of that. You can also deposit in the minimum. Let's deposit 50. Let's approve that, and here it's approving. Let's open this one. Now we have to simply wait and confirm this deposit, and once this deposit will over, we'll stake the token in our on the first pool. So we have deposited the token. Everything is looking good. I hope you guys are on the same stage where I am. And you can see we have started calculating the reward, because this reward calculation will happen every 1 minute, because we have set 1. So this is the last time we have calculated the reward, and you've already seen we got this much reward. Now I can come back here, close this one, and now we can start working on our notification, because this time we have couple of notification in 3 different pools. So we have notification, and that notification we're going to display. So simply copy this one, and that's what we're going to receive here in the notification as a prop. And let's quickly build this. So first thing, we're going to import couple of things. So it's going to be our constants, and here we have to import the short address, and we have to import the copy address. Then we have to simply import our React icon, same copy icon, copy. We got it. Now we can simply come back here, and we're going to simply take our notification, because this notification we have in the array. So let's format that. So we'll take this pool details. In that we have this notification array, notifications we have called, and we'll say empty. Simple. We have all the notification in this notification array, and that's what we can render. So we can simply come back here, and if I take you right here in the statistics, we have couple of logic we have built. Let's come back to the pool, and there we have this one. So let's simply grab this portion, the header one, and that's what we can simply paste here. And we can simply do the close of the div, and there it is. Now we have to simply remove this one, and this is fine. Here we have to do the changes to medium 10. This will be medium, this will be 1, and this will be large 8, and this will be large 2. And we have one more class call Excel 6, offset Excel 3, and this will be called active live, and this is fine. Now we have to work on our notification component. So we already have the data. We can simply come back here, and let's take this page, because this is the prop we're going to use it, and this particular notification component is a reusable component, so we're going to use it in the activity page as well. So we're going to build a dynamic block. So we'll say that if activity means if we are on the activity page, then I don't want to display this title. So simply copy this one, and that's what I can paste it. Now I can come back here. We'll take a div. It will have a class called column 12. Inside that we'll take a div. It will have a class called deals scrollable dash div, and we'll have our inline style overflow. X is going to be scroll, because we want to have the sliding. So that's our main div. Inside that we'll take a table. It will have a class. Let's call this one deals dash dash table. Let's make on the side by side so we can see what exactly we are working on. And there you can see we have the table. Looks absolutely fine. We have the table container. Now we can start working on it. So we'll take a table head. Inside that we'll take this tr. Inside that we'll take this th, and we'll say type of, and this will be called token. This will be user. This will be our pool ID, and this will be amount, and this is going to be the date. So these are the data we are passing in our notification. Now we can simply come back here and start working on the body. So inside that we'll take our dynamic data, and we're going to render our array. So we'll take this notify array map. It will say notify index. It's going to be an instant return, and here we have to take this tr, and let's close that one. It will have a key is going to be index. Inside that we'll take this td. Inside that we'll take a div, and it will have a class called deals dash dash text. Inside that we're going to display our notify type of. There it is. If I bring it here, you can see, because we have done 3 deposit in 3 different pool, and you can see the tag type of is going to be deposit. Looking good. Now what I have to do is, and I have noticed one thing, that this is fine. Simply copy this one, and that's what we can simply paste here, and change the text is going to be the deals dash dash exchange, and here we have to display different data. So this is going to be our image, and we'll say Ethereum because I have deployed on Ethereum test network. So as per the blockchain network, you have to display the image. So I already have this image, and all the images is provided in the image file, so you can check there. So I access that. Okay, my spelling is mistake, so I'll say exchange. There it is. Now here we can display the address. So I'll take this green class. Inside that I can display the pool reward token dot symbol. Then I can display the pool reward name, and I also allow the user to copy the address. So I'll take a span, we'll say red. Inside that we can display our icon. So I'll take this space, and I'll go to display the icon we have, copy icon, and on that I'm going to attach an on click function, so user can click and they can copy. So let's call this on click, and we already have the copy address function, and that's what I can call it. And inside that I can simply pass the token address. So we'll say pool reward token dot address. So we got it. Now you can see if I click, okay, I'm getting some error. That's weird. The spelling is correct. We have imported that perfectly. So let's make on the big screen to see what exactly went wrong. It's loading the data. Now I can come back here. I can go back to the function in index page, and there you will see I have called the exact spelling copy address. If I see the import, there is a problem. So this is fine, and I have done the wrong input, so it's coming from index, not for constants. Now it will work fine. So if I come back here and if I click on this, going to simply open this notification that I have copied. Looks good. Now let's make it side by side. Okay, come on, that's good. Okay, click here. Now good. Let's go ahead. So we got this first. Now we have to display the second one. So we got that one. Now we can simply come back here. We'll take a td. Inside that we'll take a div. It will have a class, and we'll call this deals dash dash text, deals dash dash text dash dash green. Inside that we can take a, let's call this short address, and I can take this notify and dot user. So I have to display the user address. So simply copy this space. There it is, and I can simply copy here, and that's what I can paste here, and I can simply copy the copy icon and copy this entire portion, and that's what I can simply paste here, and I have to change the address. So I'll simply do one thing. I have this notify, copy this one, and that's what I can paste here. Got it? So we got our copy icon. Looks good. Now we can come back here. We'll take a td. Inside that we'll take a div. It will have a class. We'll call it deals dash dash text. Inside that I'll take this template literal, and we have to display the ID of the pool. So I already have the ID in the pool ID. I got it. There it is. Now I have to display the amount and the date. Simply copy and paste here, and here I have to do the changes. So it's going to be called timestamp. There it is, and this will be our deals dash dash text dash dash cell. Okay, I made a mistake, so I have to simply copy this portion and paste our for the amount. So the timestamp is good. I have to change here. So let's remove this one. This will be amount, and I have to also display the icon. So I can simply come back here and I can get the icon from here. So simply grab this portion, and that's what I have to simply call it. Let's call here. Okay, call. That's it. So we got our amount and the date. Looks good. And I want to display only 10 in the home page, but when the user will go to the activities page, they will find all the notification. So let's slice it down to 0 to 10. That's it. Looks perfect, and I can display some text here. So let's leave here, take a dynamic block, and again this particular block will only visible in the home page, not in the activity page. So we'll take this. If we are not on the activity page, then I want to render this. So we'll take this div, let's close this one. It will have a class, let's call this column 12. Inside that we'll take a div, it will have a class, let's call this to section dash dash buttons. Inside that we'll take a anchor, it will have a slash activities, and it will have a class, let's call this to section dash dash button, and we can display view all activities. Perfect. Now we can make on the big screen and you can see everything is looking absolutely incredible. We got this entire component notification, we have done 3 transactions in our staking contract, and that's all reflecting here. You can click and you can copy. Looks perfect. Okay, now I can simply click. Nothing will happen because that components don't exist, so we have to build that component. This component, we don't have it, so we have to work on that component. You can simply deposit more token. If you click, we will go to the activity page, and you can have to also work on our send message component. So we can simply come back to the code, close this one, and we are done with that. Now we can start working on our other component. So this is where we left. What we can do, let's span this one. We can come back here, and this time we're going to start working on withdraw model. So simply copy this portion, and that's what we have to receive in the component. So let's come back here, click, and let's receive the prop. Let's remove this one, remove this, remove this, remove this, and remove this. We got all of this, and we already built the skeleton. So we're going to do a lot of copy paste here. So we're going to simply come back here. We can come back to the pool model, and from there we're going to copy a couple of things. So simply copy the entire thing, and that's what we have to import. So we got it. Now we have to simply do one thing. We need only these 2 components, like input and button, but we don't need this one. So simply remove this one. Got it? Now we can come back here, and from here we can simply take this entire function and the state variable, and we can paste here. And all we have to do is to simply pass the function and the prop. So we can simply take this, we can take the withdrawal, copy that one, and that's what we can call it, withdrawal function. And we need this pool ID, and that's what we can pass. We can pass the amount, and the address is also there. Looks good. And our function is ready for withdrawing the token from the contract. Absolutely great. Got it? Now we can simply come back here, and we can simply copy this hooks, and that's what we can pass here. Looks good. And we're going to add a couple of things here. So let's change this one to node, and this is fine. We can simply come back here, and we're going to simply copy the entire thing. So let's copy until here, paste, and close the div 1, 2, and 3. So we have closed that. You can simply remove this one, and the rest should be fine. This is the class is going to be there, and this looks good. And we can change the text to withdraw token, and you can add your dummy text. So I'll go with this dummy text, and that is this. Let's do one thing. We can come back here. We can take this input field, and that's also we can import here. Paste, close this one, and we have to send the prop. So we have this one. Let's remove this too. Call amount. This will be amount, and here we are updating our state variable amount. Good. Now we can take our button, copy, and that's what we can simply paste here. And here we have to change this to withdraw, and we have built the withdraw function, and that's what we are calling here. And simply copy this one, and that's what we have to simply pass. Perfect. So we got our withdrawal function, and we're going to have one more function for claiming reward. So we can simply copy this portion, copy this button, and paste here. And here we have to simply call the function. So I guess we don't have the function. Let's change this to claim reward. And we don't have the function. It's pretty easy. I want you to give a try. I hope you guys have tried. Now let me do it. Simply copy this portion, and we have to simply paste here. Now I have to change the name. So this will be claim, and here we have to change the props. So in that we have to only pass the pool ID. Then user can withdraw the reward from the pool. Got it? And that's the only thing we have to do. Simply copy and call the function here. So our claim reward function is ready. Simply copy that one, and that's what we have to pass here, and remove this one. And that's the only thing we have to do in this pop-up model. Looks perfect. We got it. I hope you guys have followed it. And this is the entire component, all the architecture, all the components and the codes we have. Now we can come back here. Let's reload the page, and you can see it's reloading the data from a smart contract, and here we have all the data. Now if you come back here in the reward section, you will find that we earn a lot of reward from all of these 3 pools. So if you click on this third one, in the third one I have earned 2.46, that much reward I have earned, because we are providing 300 return on the investment. So if I click on this, it's going to open this pop-up model. You can see the text, the dummy text, we have the input field, and we have the 2 button, withdraw and claim. So you can able to claim or withdraw the token, it will work fine. So first let's do one thing, let's click on the claim reward, and here we have this function, click on confirm, and let's open the MetaMask. You can see the transaction is the pending state, and here the transaction is completed, and we have withdraw our claim from the contract, and now the reward is 0. Got it? That's how you can withdraw, and this is the last calculation. Perfect. If you want to withdraw from, you can do that. So let's reward this, and you can see that I'm getting this error. So maybe there is a problem in our ID. Okay, let's double check that. So when I'm trying to call it, I already have a reward, but it's giving me this ID that there is no reward available. Why? I already have the reward. So let me give a try on this, and if I click, let's come back here before I claim it. Let's click here, and it's calling it perfectly, and confirm. So why this weird behavior we are having? So I'm not getting the reward from the standard, but if I see that we have successfully claimed the reward, but this claim we haven't claimed from this one, the 15 one. Okay, so let's see what exactly went wrong. So when I click, it's throwing me this error, and when I click, it's giving me this error that there is no reward. So there must be a problem in the pool ID. We are not getting that correctly, and somehow the pool is getting from one particular pool. So this is fine, this is fine. And if I come back here, and here is the problem, you can see we made 2 claims, but all those 2 claims is coming from pool number 2. You can see this is the pool number 2. So somehow our pool ID is not working properly when we are clicking on the claim, reward and pool. So let's come back here and let's check our function on the click event. I can come back here, and we can go back to the withdrawal, and there we have the function which give us the pool ID which we want to interact with, and I can see the problem. I want you to fix this problem. Can you spot the problem? I hope you guys have spot that. So let me do that. So I have to simply call this one, my bad, and that's the only thing we have to do, so we can able to get the specific pool. Now it will work absolutely fine. So if you come back here, and if I try to withdraw the reward from the second pool, I can click on this, and I can click on this claim reward, and it's going to simply claim the reward from our contract, and it's working fine. So you can see it's making the work, and here the transaction is completed, and we have claimed our reward successfully. And if you see, it's went down to 0, and we got it. Now you can check all of that, all the data is exchanged. You can simply claim the reward from the first pool, and let's click on the confirm, and once the transaction will complete, we'll have our pool. So finally we got our data, our token back, the reward we have earned. So that's how you can withdraw. You can see claim, and the pool ID is also getting changed 012. If you want to withdraw this one, let's click on this, and let's withdraw that one to fail, because that's the logic we have implemented. We want to keep the user withdrawal below 50, and you can see it's failed. And we are doing the internal calculation to checking that what is the fund is available in the token as a whole. So it's not a problem. You can see. Now we have to simply do one thing. We can come back to the admin panel. I'll show you the logic we have implemented. So the logic we have implemented, that first we have to calculate the entire number of token in stake, and based on that we have to simply allow the user to withdrawal. So we are not allowing user to withdraw very high number of tokens. They can go with the low quantity, but when it's come to going on high quantity, we want to do the check and restrict there. So that's the logic we have implemented, and that's what we follow in generally in the industry. We want the user to be involved in our project. So it's a very good strategy. So we can come back to the admin panel, and there you will find that I'm getting this error, and I hope you guys can spot the problem, that what exactly we have the problem and why I'm getting this error, because we have been building this project for the last 7 hours. So I hope you guys have understood this. Let's come back and let's fix this one. So there is a small typo we have in the notification, and all I have to do is to simply make it capital instead of small. So you can see reward token is in small, so I have to make it capital. So come back here, simply go down, and on the bottom you will find make it capital T, and that will fix the issue. Got it? If you reload the page, you will find that all the details are looking absolutely fine. We got that. This is the surplus we have added, which user will use it for rewarding, and we got it fine. But somehow our total stake is not reflecting. So that's the fix we have to do. Let's check the investing section, and it's perfect. We are calculating the percentage and displaying all of this data, but this section is not good. Like they are not aligned perfectly, ETH and claim. So the title is something wrong with that. We have to fix that. So come back here, and we can come back here in the notification section, and I can see the problem. So it's deposit, remove the E and save it. Got it? Now that's the only thing you have to do. So we come back here, and it's perfectly aligned in the this one. And I hope you guys can see this is the spelling mistake I have done. So fix it in the contract, because this data is coming from the contract. And that's why it's very important that before you move to the actual mainnet, you have to do all the testing of the contract. Sometimes the transaction takes a little bit time when you go to do on the test network, because it's a test network, okay? But when you go to do on the actual network, it will happen good. So before you move to the actual network, make sure to do the robust testing of your contract on the test network. This is fine. This is fine. All the percentage bars looks absolutely great. So we don't need to do anything in here. Let's come back on the home page. And now we can try to deposit and withdraw a couple of tokens. So we have already deposited it this much. I want to withdraw a little less amount of token. So let's come back here to see in our console that if anything goes wrong, we can simply see the error. So let's try to withdraw. This time I want to withdraw, let's say 10 token, and it's working. Click on confirm and click on wait. Once the withdrawal will complete, you will have the 10 token back to your wallet address. And I would always prefer you to allow this withdrawal system in a low quantity, not in the high quantity. In the high quantity, you will have a higher gas consumption. So that's why we have restrict the higher quantity of withdrawal. And you can see we have successfully withdrawn the 10 token, and we have also claimed the reward, because that's what we are doing. It will check for reward, and if it has a reward, it will claim the reward as well as withdraw token, and that's what you can see here. Looks fine, but somehow the alignment is not perfect. Like it's getting a little up and down. So that's what I have to fix. Invest more token. If you want, you can do that. Click here, give a 20 and click on proceed, and it's going to tell you to approve, but I'm not going to do it because I already have enough tokens stake in the contract. So I'll simply cancel the transaction now. I'll wait. I can simply come down here, and I want to withdraw a couple of tokens. So let's withdraw 20 token. Click on this withdraw, and it's going to make a call to our smart contract and confirm the transaction. And that's how we can able to withdraw the token out of the smart contract. Wait, the transaction will complete, and you will have your token back to your wallet address. And finally, the transaction is completed, and we have withdraw our token successfully. If you come back here, you will see right now we have 70 token, and the withdraw and the reward we have earned is also got withdraw from the contract. So that's what you can see. If you come back here, you can see we have called the withdraw function, and we have withdraw 20 token, and here we have the reward. So that's what look good. If you want to withdraw from this, you can withdraw 30, and let's confirm the transaction. Confirm. It's going to reload the page, and once the transaction will complete, you will have your token back to your wallet address. So open up the terminal, open up the MetaMask, and here the transaction is completed. And there you can see we got that, and we got our token back to our wallet address. We have claimed the reward. Perfect. So staking, reward, everything is working absolutely fine. And now come back here in the admin panel, and let's test the functionality here, because everything is done and we are doing the final testing. So this is good. Now somehow I've noticed that this one is not working. It's not displaying the total stake of the token. So we can come back in the code, and we can see what exactly went wrong. So we can come back here in the index file, and here we have this perfect. So we are simply calling this particular function, and this is the entire pool. Here we are calculating the total number of deposit in all the three pools. So this is the value, and that's what we are simply passing here. So it looks perfect. There is no problem in that. So we can come back here in the admin, and I can see the problem is happening. So this is fine. This is the place where I have to do the changes. So not deposit amount, we have to call total deposit amount and change it. Save it, and you will see the balance of the token which user have deposited. That's all it's reflecting here. Perfect. Now we can come back here, and this looks good. Everything's good. If you want, you can simply update it. Let's withdraw, update. That's all you can do with that. Now we can come back here and we can see this is what we have here, and this is, we can simply click and we can claim the reward we have on. Check, we are in the pending state, and here we have completed our transaction. Perfect. Now we can come back here, and I have noticed the problem right up here. So like it's not perfectly aligned, so we have to remove this extra text I have added. So this is fine, like there's no problem in the reward. This is the one I have to remove it. So come back here and go back to the admin notification. Okay, no, we have to come back to the notification, and from here I have to remove this one. So remove this portion and it will fix the issue too. So got it. Perfect. We got this. Looks better. Now close this one, close this one. We can come back here in the index page. This is what all we have. Now we can start working on our contact component. So we can come back here. Let's import the props. Come back here. We have to import our form spare. We'll say use form, and it's coming from form spare React, and we have to also take the validation error. Then we have to take the toaster because we have to display when the user will successfully send the message. So we'll take this React hot toaster. Then we have to simply come back here and we're going to simply take this closest button icon. Then we can come back here, and here we have to simply build our notification. So we'll say notify success is going to take a message, and it's going to take this success, toaster success, will pass the message and duration. So it's going to be 2 seconds. Now we have to build a if statement. We have to check the state of the message. So we'll say, we'll take this state, handle, submit, and we can get that from form spare. And here you have to provide your form spare API key. So we already have that in our environment variable. So let's import that. We'll say form spare API. We'll say process.env.next public form spare. We got it, API. Now that's what we have to copy and paste here. Perfect. Now we can come back here. Let's say if state dot succeeded, because that's the variable we have in the state. So make sure to use the exact one. Then we have to simply return this notify message sent successfully. Perfect. Got it. Now we can simply come back here, and we need to do a little bit copy. So simply copy this portion, and that's what we have to paste. And we're going to do a little bit changes. It will be show, and this will be call arcs, and here we have to add more attributes. So this is going to be, let's say, air model true. Then we'll have role is going to be dialogue, and I don't need this one, Arial hidden, so remove that one. And we're going to have a custom class. So we'll say display is going to be block, and we'll have our padding left is going to be 0. Perfect. Now we can simply come back here and grab this portion, and that's what we can paste here. And let's close the div, close the div, close the div. So we got it, and the rest should be fine. We don't need to have this, so simply remove this one, and we can have an on click function. Based on the on click, we have to simply close this model. So we'll say set contact us is to false. Got it. Now we can simply change this to ask question, and here we're going to display our input field. So we can simply make it side by side to see what exactly we are working on. Let's bring it here. Now we can simply click on this, and there it is. Now we can come back here. Let's take this form, and here we have to add on submit, and we already have that function. We'll call this handle submit, and we'll have a class. Let's call this model dash dash form. Inside that we'll take a div. It will have a class called form dash dash group. Inside that we'll take an input, and this input fields are very important. So make sure to give the exact name which I'm giving you, because this is the attributes is going to be triggered in our email provider, and we're going to have the exact data with attributes. So this will be name, because that's what we are taking, name, and ID is also going to be name. Placeholder will have a class. Let's call this one form dash dash input. Then we have to take a placeholder. We'll say name. Got it. Simply copy this one, paste here, and this will be an email. So change this to email, copy, paste, and here we have to simply change this to email with capital E. Got it. Now we have to take this message box, means text. So let's come back here. This is going to be the message. So we're going to have the same attribute. So let's change this to message. Copy, paste, and here we'll say your question. And we have to simply change this input to text area. And there it is. And let's assign a class to text area. Perfect. We got it. Now we can take the button. So we can simply come back here. Let's take a div. It will have a type. Is going to be submit. And we're going to simply call this class form dash dash button, and we'll display this send. Perfect. So that's the entire component we have, and we have to simply disable the button based on the submitting state. So we'll say disable if the state is submitting. Perfect. We got it. That's the only thing we have to do here. Now we can simply come here and we have to simply validate the data. So we'll take this validator error component and we can parse the prefix is going to be the email, and we have to pass the field name. So it's going to be email. So this is, and then we can simply pass the error state. Simply copy, and that's what we can simply paste. So this one is for the name. I call it email. Okay, just keep it as it is. We're going to make the change. Simply copy this one, paste here, and paste here. Now we can do the changes. So this will be message with capital, and simply come back here. This is name and name. Perfect. And that's the only thing we have to do. We can easily able to send the email. Now you can come back here, close this one. You can simply click and it will open. Select the name, give the email, and I want to text this dummy. Click and send, and here, perfect. We got the message, and this message will be received in the Formier Sphere dashboard and in the email which you have provided. You do the page. Got it. Now you can click. Everything is working fine. All the click events are looking absolutely great. We can see all the funds are reflecting fine. We can simply deposit and see all the details about the pools and do this investment. Token details are fine. This is the staking reward section. There you will find all the stats about the rewards and the token deposit which you have done. And here we have all the notification, all the claims we have done. Perfect. Click and you can send the email. Now we can simply come back here and we can start working on our activity page. So if you click here, it will take you to the activity page and there is nothing in here. So we can do that very easily because we already done the hard work and we have built all the components. So we can come back here in the admin panel, and from there I'm going to get a couple of things. So I need this import. So let's come back here and we can simply copy this one entire, and that's what we have to simply call here in the activity. So let's import that. Let's import couple of components like stats component, and we have to import the notification component as well. So simply come here, copy, and let's import that. So we got this component. Now we can come back here. Let's import our function which is coming from index, like contract data. We got it, and now we have to simply call the function. So we can come back here in the admin, and this is what we need. Copy, paste here. We need the entire function, so this one as well. Copy and simply paste here. So we got it. Now we can simply take this fragment and remove this one, and inside that we can simply display our component. So this is going to be header. It will have a prop to activity. Then we'll have our div. It will have a class. We want to have a margin from top, so we have a class for new margin, and then we'll have a statics prop. Let's come back here. Okay, my bad. So come back here. Let's copy this one, pool details, and that's what I can paste here, and that's what we are passing here as a prop. Perfect. Then we have to take this notification, and that we have to pass the page and all the details, pool details. Perfect. Then we have to take this footer. Then we have to take this ICO cell with a prop, so with the set loader, and here we have to simply display the dynamic loader if the loading state, and that's the only thing we have to do here. So this is the entire our activity page. Perfect. Got it. Now we can come back here, and here we are getting this error, and that's obvious. We have to do the changes in our function. You can see it's looking for the admin address, so I can come back here, and here we have to remove this if statement. Simply remove this one, and we have to simply remove this check admin and remove this one and format this properly so it will be look little better. And that's the only thing we have to do here. Perfect. It's loading, and here we got the data. So somehow our margin is not working. So this is good. All the data is reflecting fine, but the margin from the top is not working. So I can see the problem. So come back here, and there it is. There is the problem. So I have to simply take this div, cut this one, and that's what I can simply bring here. This div is only for the margin, and paste here, save it. Now you can come back here and you can see now we are perfectly margined from the top and all the data is reflecting fine. So you can click and you can go to the home page, and our redirection is also working fine. So that's all we have. So we are done with this home page. You can click and you can buy, you can click and it will open, and you can see the token is 0, and you can simply invest more token. That's all. Pop-up model is looking good. Here we have the withdrawal. I have already earned the reward, and this is not perfectly aligned, so we have some issue in this activate live, and this is fine. So we can come back here and we have to go back to the notification and we have to go on top. So this is the place where we are getting this particular weird, our margin is not working. So I can see the problem, it's happening, it's here. So it's offset, we have to remove this E, save it. Perfect. Now it is perfectly aligned in the center. Got it? You can simply click and you can send the message. You can click and you will go back to the activity page. There you will find all the details about the contract. Perfect. You can simply click. Now let's come back to the admin page, and there it is. Reload the page, and here we have it, all of these details. Now you can come back to the pool and let's test out the functionality we have. So everything's looking good. The staking is perfect. We have this much token is available in our contract as a surplus, so I can able to withdraw that if I want. So I can, let's withdraw it. So for that I have to give the token address. I'll come back to my environment variable and I can simply copy it. You can use it, this contract, this application, for dynamic token as well. That's why I have given this. I put address. Okay, so let's put the address and I can click on this, give the amount 10 token, and I can say withdraw, and it's going to make a call to our smart contract and we can able to withdraw the token, the surplus we have provided in the staking contract. Just wait, the transaction is happening and the transaction is completed, and we have withdrawn 10 token out of the staking contract and it's went down to 71. You can see. Now let's come back here. Let's try to fund the staking contract with more token. So I can do that very easily. I have the function, so I can simply copy the staking contract address, and that's what I can paste here, and I can give the token which I want to fund with, so 20, and click on this confirm, and the token will be transferred to our staking contracts. So just wait, the transaction completed successfully, and you will see it went up to 91. Earlier it was 71. So we have successfully funded the contract. You can also fund the ICO contract, because in the ICO contract we have 0 token, so no one can buy our token. So we can simply fund that. So copy the ICO contract address and simply paste here, give the quantity. So I want to transfer 100. I'll simply click on this confirm, and here we have successfully transferred the token. You can see the balance is 100. Now we can simply come back to the pool and let's try to create one more pool. I would suggest you to create only 3 pool, but you can create as many pool as you want, because that's the feature we have included in our contract. So let's copy the address, and this is the deposit token. You can, for the reward token, I will go with the same token, but if you want to provide different token as a reward, make sure to maintain the supply in the contract. You have to fund extra token for the reward of that specific token which you want to allow the user for reward. Now I can simply give the percentage is going to be, let's say 600, and I want to, the log day is going to be for 5, and simply click on this to confirm. Open this one and it's going to make a call, and finally we have created the pool. And if you come back here, you can see it's reflecting fine. So we have 4 pools. This one is for 600. If you come back to the pool, click on the pool list, there you will find that we got 4 pools. If you want to update pool, you can simply click on this update APY, and here you have to give the number. So it's going to be a number. You don't need to do any conversion. Simply pass the number which you want to provide as a percentage. So I'll go with 1% and click on this confirm. Click on this, and here the transaction is in the process. Once the transaction will complete, you will find that we have successfully changed the percentage. Things looks good. You can update the price, you can withdraw all the tokens. Our redirection is also working fine. You can come back here, then you will find that we have this much token available. So what I will do, I will simply change my account to account number 2, and let's do some testing with this different account which is not the admin. So you can see I don't hold any token in the contract, that's why everything is deposit is 0. First I have to buy a couple of token because I don't have enough tokens. So I have 35 token as a balance, so let's deposit and let's buy a couple of tokens. So I want to buy 50 token. Let's click on this buy token, and I have to confirm the transaction. Click on it here, And here the transaction is in the pending state and the transaction is completed. Sometimes the transaction takes a little bit time, so just wait. And finally the transaction is completed and I have bought the entire 50 token, and this progress bar is also working fine. Now I can simply deposit it. So I can simply come here and I will deposit in Elite. So click on this investment, I'll go with this 50, click on this proceed, and it's going to approve. Let's approve this. Now once the approval will done, after that I have to simply confirm and deposit it. Click on confirm and it will deposit the token. So it's deposited the token in the contract. Perfect. And here we have deposit 50 token and the amount is also went up. You can see all of these details and you can see all this notification is reflecting fine. 50 token you have deposited. You can simply send the message, copy, paste here and send. Perfectly. So we have sent the message successfully and everything is up and running. Now you can come back here, you can simply click on this withdraw and you can withdraw that. You can see I have not earned any reward, so I cannot able to withdraw because I have to wait for that long period of time. Then I can able to withdraw or claim the reward. So right now it's 0. Let me reload the page and wait for a couple of time and just wait, and let's come back here and it's still 0. I can come back to the activity page and check the other features. So this looks fine. 90 token, 190 token we have. And now we can come back here. Let's go to the admin. The wallet I'm using, it's not the admin, that's why you can see it's not have the authority to access the admin panel. I can click and you can come back to the home page. That's also looking good. And I can click on this token. It's going to add the token in the MetaMask. Click on this add token and the token is added successfully in the MetaMask. Perfectly. You can simply buy more token. Now you can see that I have earned couple of reward, but I cannot able to claim now because I have to wait for 3 minutes. If I click, it will throw me this error, lock is active. So I have to wait till this lock get over. After that I can able to withdraw the token. So just wait. And here we have it. As you can see, it's went up to 8.2, means we have passed the 2 minutes and it's got calculated. If I try to proceed ahead, I can do that. If I want to withdraw, again it will throw me this error because the lock time is still active. So just wait. I have to now. Let's try all this. Now you can see the responsiveness as long as the time gets over. Everything is good. You can simply open in the new tab. You can click and you can simply disconnect. This is the side navigation. This is a token ICO. We have this maximum. You can click and it will open it. So all this event slider tabs are working fine. You can claim, and here we have this one. Perfect. Here we have this notification component. And we have this ask question component. You can click on the activity and will take you to the activity page, and there you will find the stats and all the activities happening in the contract. Perfect. Now come here, click here, it will take you to the home page. Let's make on the big screen and now let's give a try. So this time the time is over and now we can able to claim the reward. So click on this and you can invest more token into it. So let's close this one. Now let's try to claim the reward. So I'll click on this claim reward and it's going to process the transaction, and I have to simply confirm the transaction. So once it will complete, I will have the reward back in my wallet address, and the reward is completed. You can see we have successfully withdraw the token and the reward went down to 0. Now if I want to withdraw the token, I can do that. I can say 30 token withdrawal and I can simply claim, open this one and I'll say confirm. Perfect. So we have claimed our reward and withdrawed our token. So everything is good. You can click on the activity and it looks perfect to me. Now you can go to the admin panel, simply /admin, change here to account number 3, and I will have the access because I'm the admin of this particular contract. So if I change and see all of that's look good, this is the one which we have deposited and withdraw. Transfer pool, that's all we have seen. Looks incredible. So I hope you guys have understood. We have finally completed the entire project. Close this one, close this one, close this one, close this one, close this one. So all you have to do is to simply change the environment variable, get your staking contract address, ICO contract address. You have to provide your deposit token and reward token. You have to get your logo. Here you have to provide your admin address, and this is the network configuration you have to do. So we are testing. Here you have to provide the network configuration. So I'm doing on Ethereum. That's what I have provided, and you have to get your own form spare API key. So if you come back here, you can simply type and go back to the blockchain coder. There you will find all the resources about this particular project. So click on this and you can come back to the source code section. There you will find all the project we have built on the channel. So all the resources about this particular project and the startup file and the final code is also given. So you can simply click here, recent project, and this is the one. So click here and here you will find all the resources. So you can simply watch this video. So when you will get the final source code, so in this video I have explained that how you can do the setup when you will get the final source code, but as long as you are following the complete project, it will explain you everything in that. So we have completed the entire project. I hope it's making sense to all of you guys and you guys have understood every single logic we have implemented in the project. Still, if you have any question, any doubt, do let me know in the comment section, and try to rewatch the contract, try to rewatch and rebuild the project if you not understand any part, because understanding is very important. So try to understand. So with that, I'm ending this. In the next video we're going to deploy our application on internet so other can utilize it. Two different method. You can simply deploy to GitHub, and from there you can simply deploy to Netlify or Vercel. But we're going to follow another approach where we're going to convert this entire application, Next.js application, into a static file. So you can deploy that to like cPanel or any hostinger providers as well. So we'll talk about that and we're going to follow both the methods. So let's move to the next video.